Jaya Nitai Chaitanya Chandra Nitai Chaitanya Chandra Gaura Hari. Jaya Nitai Chaitanya Chandra Nitai Chaitanya Chandra Gaura Hari. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Panchatattva, 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 Jaya Panchatattva. Jaya Panchatattva, 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 Jaya Panchatattva. Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Radhe. Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Radhe. Jaya Radha Nila Madhav Radha Nila Madhav Radhe. Jaya Radha Nila Madhav Radha Nila Madhav Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Stotara Sata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Stotara Sata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada की जय. आनंद कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा देवी की जय, जमुना देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Sprecher. Yeah. Krishna Taba Punya Habe Bhai. Krishna Taba Punya Habe Bhai.
Do you need a water?
Hmm?
Would you like a water?
Oh no, thank you. You're very kind. What we got here? We got a database.io. Got the Fado database. Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto. Just try English language, okay? And don't talk to yourself, okay? I won't talk to myself. Is 34 today?
34?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, is there some way? Let's see. How can I increase the font to have history? I want to increase the font size.
Sometimes.
How do I increase the... No, because that'll go off the screen then, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, you can actually increase the size. Oh, well, anyway. Okay, where am I here? Who am I? Who am I? Okay, there we go. We got it. Okay. Okay. Oh, there's a midget. A midget? Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradharya Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamunatira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Janabalava Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Janabalava Girivaradari Gopya Lama Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamunatira Banachari Shri Radha Madhava Astasaki ki jai. Narayanam namaskrityam Nadam Shaiva Narottamam Devam Sarasvatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat Nasta Prayashu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 6, conversations between Narada and Vyasa, text 34. Etadhyaturachitanam matra sparshayamuhu Bhava Sindhu Prabodvisto Hari Charyanu Varnanam Boliye Etadhyatura Chitanam Mata Sparsech Chayamuhu Bhava Sindhu Prabodvisto Hari Charyanu Varnanam Etadhyatura Chitanam Mata Sparsech Chayamuhu Bhava Sindhu Prabodvisto Hari Charyanu Varnanam Etadhyatura Chitanam Mata Sparsech Chayamuhu Bhava Sindhu Prabodvisto Hari Charyanu Varnanam Etadhyatura Chitanam Matra Sparset Chayamuhoho Baba Sindhu Plavo Dristo Hari Charyanuvarnanam. Ladies, Mataji. Etadiyatra Chittanam Matra Sparset Chayamoho Baba Sindhu Prabho Dristo Acharya Nuvarnanam Etadyatura Chittanam Matra Sparshasinatinam. Atad. Well, it's actually say tat. A tat. This. Okay, that's a pronoun, right? Yeah, yeah. So he must be talking about something previous, right? You know, this. What is he talking about? Okay. He, certainly, atura chittanam, of those whose minds are always full of cares and anxieties. So how do you say hospital in Sanskrit? Huh? Or say also aturalaya. It's also aturalaya. Place of suffering, distress. Yeah. Okay. Atura. Matra. Objects of sense enjoyment. Sparsha. Senses. Ichaya. By desires. Mahuhu. Always. Baba Sindhu. The ocean of nescience. Plavaha. Boat. Dristaha. Experienced. Haricharya. Activities of Hari. The personality of Godhood. Okay. Anuvarnanam. By constant recitation. Etad di. What's when D? Was it? Etad he. Okay. Etad di. Etad diatura chittanam matrasparse chayamuhohu bhava sindhu plabodristo haricharyanuvarnanam. So Narada Muni says, it is personally experienced by me that those who are always full of cares and anxieties, due to desiring contact of the senses with their objects, can cross the ocean of nescience. Yeah? On a most suitable boat, the constant chanting of the transcendental activities of the personality of Godhead. Please repeat. It is personally experienced by me that those who are always full of cares and anxieties, due to desiring contact of the senses with their objects, can cross the ocean of nescience on a most suitable boat. The constant chanting of the transcendental activities of the personality of Godhead. The symptom of a living being is that he cannot remain silent even for some time. Okay? There we go. The symptom of a living being is that he cannot remain silent even for some time. It's not right away. Yeah. You think you have big aquariums? You know, I don't know. There must be a big aquarium in Houston, is there? You can go there and they have, the porpoises do tricks for peanuts or something, and they have different places you can, but they have, where is it? San Francisco in Golden Gate Park, they have one. They have something like 25,000 gallons of water an hour they have to suck in from the ocean and send back out again, maybe like 3 miles, big aquarium, And so many kinds of fish. And they have one of these circular tank things where you can walk up there and all these fish are just going around like that, But everything's so quiet, right? They're very quiet, But you haven't got the proper listening devices and the frequencies and stuff. But as soon as you get the proper frequencies and listening devices, it's just sound like anything. And fish have little bones they can snap and make different sounds like tick, 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 all kinds of little sounds, So even the fish, right? Even the fish and everybody else are all making noise. There's a nice book called The Acoustical Sense in Animals, right? By Leonard Stebbins, Stebbins. And he goes through all the animals, including insects. Animal means anything that's animated. So if you're animated, you're an animal, okay? And he goes through the different hearing abilities. And of course, we understand that hearing is the most subtle sense, right? So it's very interesting because it's a tour through all the different kinds of species of life, and how they're hearing. And it's spooky because you realize, well, I could end up in any of those bodies, There is a moth that has four cells for hearing, 2 on each side, And each of those has a little hair sticking out, which is exactly a certain kind of size and stuff. And the only thing it responds to is the frequency of the hunting sonar of the bat, because the bats are going around beep 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, very strange stuff, no? Beep, beep, boop, boop. Yeah. So they're going around like that with their sonar looking for stuff, And so when it bounces back, there's something over there, something there, whatever it is, a drone or something. Bats go attacking the drones, I guess, boom, Yeah. And so, but it's a certain frequency. Always happens by nature, by evolution. It happened that way. Okay. So it's the only thing they can hear is the sound of death. The only thing they're conscious of is the sound of death. Okay. Now, one of the cells responds to low intensity. So if it's beep 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 beep, automatically they turn their rudder and begin to to trundle off in the opposite direction, away from the sound. Okay, that's the first one. If it's low intensity, they head the opposite direction and go away. But if it's high intensity, beep, 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 then they go into this totally zigzag, chaotic pattern and dive. Hit the deck. So that's you don't hear rock concerts or anything else, I guess, it's just a strange thing. So the symptom of a living being is he cannot remain silent even for some time. He must be doing something, thinking of something, talking about something, doing something, thinking about something, talking about something. Generally, the materialistic men think and discuss about subjects which satisfy their senses. Okay, so we're thinking. Let me put something on my tongue. I'll have a big selection of little crystal test tubes, and I can take things out and just rub things on my tongue. Okay, or I have different audio generator. I can generate different tones in my ears like that, and so on. Okay, interesting. She's got a cushion. Okay, or I can have different smells. And then of course science analyzes it into how many different kinds of receptors in the nose. Just unbelievable analysis like that. But then the mind comes in and starts to want combinations. Material life means satisfying the tongue, belly, and genitals on the basis of mental concoction. Right? Yeah, I think I'll have chocolate ice cream with a little bit of mint sprinkled on it, with a cappuccino, like that. Yeah, and I'll call Maria and see what she's doing. Yeah. So it's combination of these things in different fashions like that. You know, why does Baskin Robbins have 31 flavors? 31 days in the month, yeah. So they have 31 flavors. So every day of the month you can have a different flavor. And then for seasonal things, like during the baseball season, they make up one called Baseball Nut, which is, you know, kind of for the baseball season. Then they have a pumpkin one for Halloween and stuff. It's like an incredible example of, like, you know, how, you know, what kind of things can you get at Baskin Robbins? What's the basic thing that you can get at Baskin Robbins? The most basic thing. No, the basic thing, item. Ice cream cone. Yeah, ice cream cone. Okay, yeah, okay. Then what's next? What else? What have you got? You know, a banana split. That's pretty complicated. What is a banana split?
It's 2 scoops of ice cream with 2.
3.
Oh, 3 scoops.
Yes,
I'm
no.
not eating that.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe like chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. Which you can make your choice. Okay, with a banana split, and then different kinds of sauces. Okay. I don't know who invented that. You know, what else can you get? Huh? 1 scoop, 2 scoops, 3 scoops. Milkshakes. Huh? Root beer float. Amazing. It's on the mode of, more or less in the mode of goodness. You know, yeah. Okay. Generally, the materialistic men think and discuss about subjects which will satisfy their senses, based on mental concoction. But as these things are exercised under the influence of the external illusory energy, such sensual activities do not actually give them any satisfaction. On the contrary, they become full with cares and anxieties. Cares and anxieties. Wow. And again, this is late 19th century, early 20th century British English that Prabhupada is using. Right? Late 19th, early 20th century British English. Yeah. Women are fond of men who are expert at rape. Is that true? Yeah. But in the beginning of the 20th century, the word rape meant to carry off. Right? Rapturous, meant to carry off like that. Yeah. But now it means physical assault. So Prabhupada is using this English here, and he's quite erudite in the English language in many ways, it seems. Bhaktisiddhanta told him to write stuff in English full of cares and anxieties. Cares and anxieties. Okay? This is called Maya, or what is not. That which cannot give them satisfaction is accepted as an object for satisfaction. So Narada Muni, by his personal experience, says that satisfaction for such frustrated beings engaged in sense gratification is to chant always the activities of the Lord. The point is that the subject matter only should be changed. No one can check the thinking activities of a living being, nor the feeling, willing, or working processes. But if one wants actual happiness, one must change the subject matter only. Instead of thinking of the politics of a dying man, one might discuss the politics administered by the Lord himself. So who is Prabhupada referring to here? A dying man. No, do you know? He's referring to some Indian politician. He must be, huh? Well, Gandhi wasn't dying, was he? Maybe because of his fasting he was saying that. Yeah, Gandhi was fasting until death. Of a political motive, political activity. Anyway, okay. Huh? But then he was a dead man. He was actually dying. Yeah. And I think this was written before. I don't think it was edited. Yeah. In fact, this is the first canto was done before Prabhupada ever left India. In India, in 1940s, when did he die? 1947? Huh? Yeah, 47. So it may have been, yeah. Okay, yeah. Instead, everybody's talking about these things. Instead of relishing the activities, okay, one might discuss the politics administered by the Lord Himself. Instead of relishing activities of a cinema artist, one can turn his attention to the activities of the Lord with His eternal associates like the gopis and Lakshmis. The almighty personality of Godhead, by His causeless mercy, descends to the earth and manifests activities almost on the line of worldly men, but at the same time extraordinarily, because He is the Almighty. He is Almighty. He does so for the benefit of all conditioned souls, so that they can turn their attention to the transcendence. By doing so, the conditioned soul will gradually be promoted to the transcendental position and easily cross the ocean of nascience, the source of all miseries. This is stated from personal experience by such an authority as Sri Narada Muni. And we can have the same experience also if we begin to follow in the footsteps of the great sage, the dearmost devotee of the Lord. So any questions or comments here? Yeah. I was listening to, can't always make it to class, but I was listening to Prabhu's class yesterday and was very, very enlivened. Yeah, he would get the offering, I think. Yeah. So I had 7 different comments I wanted to make yesterday. So I'll make them today, yeah.
It was mentioning to following the footsteps, but what's the difference between following and imitating?
Okay, yeah. This is a very, very, very important point. What is the difference between following in the footsteps and imitating? You know, it's criticized in the Upanishad. It's criticized in the Nectar of Instruction. It's one of maybe like 25 basic concepts that you understand like that and so on. We should, and Prabhupada says also, he says in the Nectar of Instruction that we're sending our parties all over the world, and people are trying to dress like them and shave their heads. He was thinking about Africa. They were just like imitating the devotees like that and so on, stealing their clothes and wearing them like that. Yeah. And so he said, this is maybe imitation, but he said imitation of a good thing is good. Okay, so we should imitate the path that the person took to get where they are, but we shouldn't imitate where they are. Yeah, he says one should not try to imitate an advanced devotee because this will not be. You think, okay, I'll just act like he does. What does he do? There's a story, I think it's the monkey or something, is trying to imitate the doctor. Somebody's trying to imitate the doctor and is imitating externally, and it causes all these problems and stuff. No. So we should see how Prabhupada set an example of what the pathway is to become what he is, right? Rather than suddenly just trying to sit on the Vyasa-san. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Okay? So you want to imitate, we do want to imitate, because an acharya is somebody who sets an example. He teaches by an example. He sets an example that common people, if they imitate him, they'll be doing the right thing. First-class person understands by hearing. Second-class person understands by seeing. Third-class person understands by experience of the thing. And so, for third-class person or second-class person needs an example to understand. And they know that. I know Kshatriya devotees, administrative devotees. I was coming up with some ideas, and they were saying, Maharaj, your ideas are very good, but I have to see it. So go do it. And when I see it, yeah, understand. Seeing and believing, okay, yeah. Yesterday was talking about, Narada Muni was talking about whenever I'm sincerely chanting, then automatically, all these good results happen. The Lord appears in my heart, chanting. And Saranga Thakurji was talking about how we have to be determined in our activities, Then I was remembering that that's Utsahan Nishchayad Dharyat. Nishchayena, determined. And these are the three things. We have to be enthusiastic, we have to be patient, and we have to be determined. Okay. And what do these words mean? A little bit of subtle difference. So, and Bhaktisiddhanta's commentary is the second half of, I would say maybe even all of the purports of the Upadeshamrita, which is first instructions for neophyte devotees. Okay. So when Prabhupada starts quoting from the Anuvritti of Bhaktisiddhanta, almost all of Bhaktisiddhanta's focus is on Nishchayena, on determination. One should be determined, one should not deviate to the path of the karmis, one should not deviate to the path of the jnanis, one should be determined, convinced, one should have full confidence that this process will work, like that, okay. And then Prabhuji also was talking about how we have to be faithful, that we have to develop faith. How do we develop faith? And so faith also, it's a big word. Many cases the word faith means blind faith. You have to have faith in Jesus Christ, right? Soren Kierkegaard, the great existentialist, he said you have to have faith like you're hanging over 10,000 fathoms of water, like that. You have to go to the top of Nilamadava's dome and jump off and say, Haribol, Haribol, I surrender to the holy names, Haribol, like that. Yeah, okay, right. Radha Krishna will lead us. He has faith, like that. He'll jump off. Yeah. I saw one high-budget Mormon movie with all the clothes for the times of Jesus, and they had Doubting Thomas was there. Thomas had his doubts. Everybody else had faith, and they had this whole thing. And then they were saying, "Oh, Thomas, you just have to believe. You have to believe," like that. It was, big religious institution, and at least that movie they were presenting that faith means blind faith. What do we think about blind faith? You have any quotations? 434. Bhagavad Gita 434 says?
Blind faith and an absurd inquiry are condemned.
Yeah, blind faith and absurd inquiry are condemned. We're not just talking about not like desirable, it's condemned. It's actually an insult. I mean, God's not giving you enough information to act properly. God is like creating a situation where you have to be like this, fanatic and stuff. He's teasing us or tempting us. He's a sadistic guy. He enjoys stuff like that. Let them jump off. What was it? Bertrand Russell. He was an atheist. He was an atheistic woman-monger. His kids committed suicide, but he got the Nobel Prize in philosophy or something like that, mathematics. Yeah. His guru was pretty sane. That was Alfred North Whitehead. He was a sane guy, a nice guy, but Bertrand Russell, he had some good qualities, some good stuff. He said, the most important concept in the 20th century is the concept of chance, because nobody has the slightest idea what it means. Evolution is going on because of chance, right? Chance changes, It's a French word, it means to fall out. It means nothing, but that's the basis of all of evolution is chance, random numbers, this stuff, So you push people on these kind of things, and they fall apart. So Bertrand Russell, I was talking about here, something. Maybe I'll come back. Yeah. Oh yeah. He had this one story. He said, in the beginning there was nothing, but there was God and the angels. And the angels were always praising God and singing about how great He was and stuff. But it was kind of boring because God made them eternally happy. And so how could they not be glorifying Him and singing about Him because He made them eternally happy and stuff, so it's kind of boring. So out of the void, God created this planet, the earth. And on it he created these species of life, and they began to evolve and everything else, and then they became bugs, and they developed, legs for chopping other bugs' legs off, and then they responded by developing, evolving acid that they could shoot in the other bugs' faces and stuff, and it went on like that. Then it became animals, and then the tigers would kill the lions when they caught them alone. But then the lions would work in packs, and they would kill the tigers and tear them to pieces, and it was going on and on like that. And then finally he created human beings. And the human beings started to develop groups and packs and fight each other and go on, but still they praised God and they glorified God. Then they developed whole civilizations and weapons and armies and machines and everything else and tore each other to pieces, and they still praised God. Then finally they almost, always intense program going on. And then God created a second planet, and it came out of the void and smashed the earth and destroyed everybody. Then God turned to the angels and said, "That was fun, let's do it again." Yes, that was fun, let's do it again. So that was his idea. He told you he was an atheist, of why people are glorifying God or whatever else, and God is this big atheistic, a big sadistic guy who never tells you, never gives you enough information to do things properly. Still expects you to do it. And I guess half the time you do it wrong and end up jumping off the roof, like that. And you praise God and do it again. Right? Yeah. But no, that's our basic idea is that, maybe for some more and more advanced things and great devotees and Radharani and all this kind of stuff, but it's a whole different world. And you've got to understand the whole principle, what's going on and everything else. But for practical activity in the foreground of spiritual life, which is our idea, God gives you enough information. Faithful means you do what you know you should do, which we don't always do, right? Yeah, we know what we should do, but I know I should not eat the extra gulab jamun. I know I should go and apologize and tell the person that I'm the person who said that about them, and So faithful means to do what you know you should do. He's a faithful servant. So when we're talking about developing faith, Satsvarup Maharaj asked Prabhupada, how can I chant better rounds? And, you can get up in the morning or you can associate with devotees. But he said, Prabhupada looked at him and said, by chanting better rounds. So how can we be more faithful? By being more faithful. It's not just something that's, being forced upon us or this or that. No, it is a matter of choice. It's a matter of choice of being faithful and unfaithful to some degree. Of course, in the mode of ignorance, you haven't got any choices at all. You're being forced to experience stuff. It's being pushed in your face. The mode of passion, you have choices, but it's difficult because the temptations are so strong. Your company is moving from one place to another. They're readjusting all the departments, the processes of doing things, and in the process, $15,000, from Micron comes into your particular operation, and your daughter needs surgery which you can't perform, otherwise she's going to be crippled her whole life, and it costs $15,000. Well, Mr. Srinivas, what do you do? I borrow it. I borrow the money. That's the mode of passion. The desires are so strong. In the mode of goodness, Krishna gives us a chance to make a choice. You have the knowledge, you have the information, then it's just your choice. And in pure goodness, it's just, it's my choice. I'm doing this because I want to do it or I don't want to do it. I make the choice. So following in the footsteps of Narada Muni, having more faith, there are transcendental though material tricks that we can do to focus our chanting. Right? There are processes, there are things that Krishna gives us, but we have to take them up. We have to do them with determination. We have to make our choices in life. So, and who's a pure devotee? Narada Muni was saying, whenever I chant, with faith, with determination, okay, these are within our range.
the results there. But is it only possible for pure devotees? Yeah. What is a pure devotee? How does Prabhupada talk about the word? Use the word pure devotee. Okay, yes sir, you do, yeah.
He has an unalloyed desire to serve Krishna.
Pure devotee has unalloyed desires. His desires are unalloyed desire to serve Krishna. Okay, yeah. Anyabilasita sunyam. Jai. The curtains are closing. We shall not see them open again in our lifetime. At 7:34 today, an earthquake hit Houston, Texas. Everybody was killed. The ocean came and drowned everybody. Maybe we'll see them again, maybe we won't. Yeah. I remember one time I was actually sitting at my desk in the treasury room with the door locked and hearing a tape, and Prabhupada said, he said, there are first, second, and third class pure devotees. Right? And he says, well, actually the third class pure devotees are not pure devotees. Yeah. So Madhyama Adhikari, who's taken second initiation or come to that level, is a second class pure devotee. Right? He's a pure devotee. He, or it is a pure devotee by using their intelligence. Right? We become impure maybe before you became a devotee, you isti. Okay, I'll use this as an Indian platform tonight. Indian sinful activities. I don't know how many Indians have given up this sinful activity, but maybe you have. Before you were a devotee, you ate onions and garlic. Okay. Looking at the Western devotees, maybe you gave up other things which Indian devotees never even dreamed about. Okay. Like that. Yeah. Okay. Maybe you come from a family of hot dog eaters. Yeah, dog eaters. Yeah, did you? Come from a family of dog eaters? Okay, yeah. Most Americans are dog eaters. And actually considering what's in those things, you may actually be from a family of dog eaters. If you're eating peanut butter, you're eating peanut butter has a certain amount of cockroaches. It's a permitted amount of cockroach parts in the peanuts and stuff, I have 1% permitted, okay, yeah. So they gas them and try and get them out, but they can't get them all out, so they're allowed to mix them in with the peanuts like that. Eating peanut butter, you're eating an acceptable amount of cockroach parts, yeah, okay, yeah. Material world, you're eating an acceptable amount of something. Doesn't matter who you are, yeah. So we have these, what do you call it, contaminated experiences, and we give them up, okay? You give them up. So yeah, the four principles. Basically, if you're following the four principles strictly, you're pure. Also, Prabhupada says that. Says that if you're following these four principles strictly, you're pure. Nothing else needs to be done. Huh? Yeah. But of course, there are different levels of pure in terms of no intoxication, no gambling, no animal slaughter. What else we got? No illicit sex. Yeah. Prabhupada says joking between the opposite sexes, is also sex, subtle sex life. Yeah. So, second-class pure devotees, right? So yeah, when we come to this platform by Krishna's arrangement, Krishna's mercy, then we are pure devotees, and Krishna will then appear on the what? On the mirror of the heart. In the mirror of the heart, by television, if we start chanting. So yeah, we can kind of estimate when I do start chanting, my japa, kirtan with devotees, or bhagavatam, does Krishna appear? Is it some real life to it or not? Yeah, maybe not. One of my friends from college, David Donenfield, he actually became a leader in what's it called? Vipassana yoga? What do they call these guys? Vipassana yoga. But there's a name for them. Huh? I'm not sure. Anyway, what they do is they blank their mind and let all the trash come out. They sit down. They did sit down and do nothing, and the trash come out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So anyway, he came and visited me in the temple in San Francisco after I moved in there, and we went off for a drive up into the Muir Woods, up in above what do you call it, above San Francisco. It was really nice. He was like half an hour, 45 minutes, And I was just talking all about Krishna consciousness, and he was asking some questions, Then we got back, and he was going to drop me off. Maybe it was him or Larry Dale, and he said, I can't remember a single thing you did. I can't remember a single thing you said, but I have no material desires whatsoever. Like that. He was just like gone like that. Yeah. So Krishna wasn't appearing exactly in the mirror of his heart, but that's one of the stages where you get free. Because until you get all the little automobiles and skateboards and all this stuff off the runway, you can't land the airplane. So you got to get all this stuff off the mind. That was another yogi's example, And then, Krishna will appear. Chitatmana prasantasya paramatma samahita. As soon as the mind is conquered by any of the yoga systems, and the Paramatma appears. We get the good advice from the super soul. It's there. So we're thinking about yesterday, appearing on the mind, and then what's the result? And today it's talking about being free from these anxieties, of trying to attach the senses to the sense objects. It doesn't satisfy us because we're not the senses. The Buddhists say, painted fruits do not satisfy hunger. That's a nice one, huh? Painted fruits do not satisfy hunger. Yeah. So at least the senses are not we're not satisfied if the senses are satisfied unless we have a certain mentality towards the senses, right? Certain mentality towards the senses. So we also need mental satisfaction. And what satisfies the mind? He's talking about thinking, thinking, feeling, and willing. Well, then beyond that, we're also not the mind. We are cogito ergo sum. Then what are we? We're the intelligence. And the mind thinks and feels and willing. What causes anger? Vacho vegam, manasa krodha vegam. Huh? Sanskrit. No, from the Upanishadamrita. Yeah. Aviroda priti, yukta viroda, krodha. Yukta, viroda, krodha. And right after I read that, when that book came out, it was a fantastic change in my life. Then I saw I was planning on going to the bank, making the deposit, everything else, and somebody wanted me to do something else, and my mind became angry. But I said, hey, my mind is being frustrated and there's anger, but if I just give up my desire to go to the bank, and it went away. So very mechanical. The mind, you understand the mind and its desires and its attachments and trying to, we get certain desires and ideas. The senses, the tongue wants to taste something, right? It's dry from a certain thing, so it wants to taste a certain kind of thing. Okay, want to contact a certain kind of thing. And the mind wants to contact a certain kind of mental experience, certain thoughts. I want to think about certain things. But the intelligence, what is the intelligence? What satisfies the intellect? Huh? One of them is sleep. Doubt, yeah. Understanding, comprehension. Yeah. When I can, and the English word is understand. Well, what are you standing under? In German, it's even more. It's the same thing in German, but even more intense.
Standing under the concept?
Huh?
Standing under the concept?
Oh yeah, or else you're standing under the mind. Yeah, my mind is satisfied, but I'm not satisfied because I can have a quick argument with somebody. I can defeat them in the argument, right? Logically and this that. But I know that it's superficial. So I want to get a deeper understanding. You know, I want to develop a little mental machine, which, you know, all the parts fit together. You know, we develop the intellect through learning grammar, and we develop the intellect by learning arithmetic. You know, and of course Euclid's principles of points and lines and planes and all this kind of stuff. And now I can make little machines. You know? So different cultures have different kinds of intellectual training and ability and perspective. Yeah. Where's intuition? I've satisfied my intuition in the diaphragm. Okay. Heart. Yeah, probably would also be classified as jnana. Yoga is included in jnana. You know, karma, jnana, and bhakti. Well, then higher jnana is yoga, you know, which is the intuition, insight, inspiration. We understand by pratyaksha, anumana, and shabda, shruti. But then, Prabhupada explains one purport beyond that is intuition, is intuitive resources. You know, at that point you're in touch with the super soul, and yeah, things fit together, and people are just amazed at how you can integrate ideas and stuff, and it's a whole different kind of satisfaction. You know, yeah.
Is it intuition? Is simply a recollection?
A little louder and more clearly.
Is it intuition?
Huh?
Is it a recollection of some sort of previous experience, and coming from helped by Paramatma to recollect a previous experience in something that makes us, yeah, I should be doing this. This like a past life.
Okay. Yeah.
Isn't intuition a recollection of previous experience?
Okay. Wow. What is intuition? Sanskrit?
I was thinking.
No. Is there a Sanskrit word for intuition?
I was thinking smriti, like realized knowledge.
Okay, smriti. Yeah. Then of course when we get into smriti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, then there's dhyana, which is also, but then for us dhyana is Smaranam, it's the same thing. So Upadeshamrita gives different stages of Smaranam, like that and so on. Yeah. Constancy, whereas the satisfaction, the mental platform is fluctuating. Things are changing, But in Smaranam, then there you can get constant. It's true in all times, in all places, in all circumstances, right? And the intuitive knowledge, because that doesn't work. This doesn't work. That system doesn't work. And you're going to be intuitive and, put it together. Yeah. We have thoughts. Some of those thoughts are called memories. Some of the thoughts are about what's happening, and some of the thoughts are called plans. Yeah. We have bodies of thoughts, subtle body, right? Chemistry is a body of knowledge. Yeah. Where is chemistry? Yeah. Where is algebra? Yeah. They're bodies of thoughts. Yeah. So this subtle world. Yeah. So we have your point, So intuition, boy, it's of course very much collected to the Paramatma. Yeah. Intuition. Even Jesus Christ is the Logos in Christianity, and we're all using Euclidean logic, points, lines, and his definition like that. So I would say that it is Sat Chit. When you're getting down to the ultimate issue, it's the ability of the soul to know, and you start getting into it. Then, boy, what is Chit? Chit potency. What does it include? What is the essence of the Chit potency? Huh?
Knowledge, cognizance.
Sat, Chit, Ananda. The essence of the Chit potency is Ananda. Yeah. So the essence of knowledge is happiness. Yeah. Satisfaction. It's a very incredible philosophy. Even if it's completely wrong, it's like, I mean, nobody else puts everything together or considers everything to this level and so on. No. And then when you actually it's totally personal, because everybody's going to have a different kind of satisfaction. You know, how many sorries is too many sorries? 5? What does Prabhupada say? Yeah. What did Prabhupada say? How many? Prabhupada says the ordinary girl will not be satisfied with less than saris or dresses. At least 2 or 3 dozen saris. 2 or 3 dozen outfits like that, right? But you go talking to men, I know men and stuff. Well, I got my work clothes, I got my business suit, and I got my Sunday clothes. I mean, that's it. I mean, it drives women crazy that men are satisfied with, 3 pairs of shoes, like that. It drives them nuts, On the other hand, the men it drives them nuts that their wives want them to have 25 shirts and all this. They're always buying more and more clothes for them and stuff, no? So satisfaction, is different for different individuals. And we can take it right down to the gross level, right down to the most gross level. And so once you're satisfied, then you're peaceful. That's the idea. Then you can go back and looking for deeper and deeper satisfaction. And of course, the ultimate satisfaction is, the ultimate reality is that when Mother Yashoda puts the puris in the ghee and they pop up, and baby Krishna claps his hand and laughs when he sees the puris pop up. That's the ultimate reality. Krishna is just so pleased to see the puris popping up, Yeah, if you go out to festivals and fairs, set a booth up and stuff, that's one thing. If you're cooking puris right there, so many people, Western people, come over and just it cooks up, and then you have them hot with different chutneys and stuff, and it's just so satisfying. Yeah. I have a poem here. Can I connect? Can I plug in? Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, my robot will talk to you. Okay. Are we online there? Yeah. Okay. Many people now in their last will and testament, one of the clauses they have is, and please erase my browsing history. Please erase my browsing history. So I don't got here. There we go. Richard Corey. Okay. This is I don't know. You ever hear this poem by Richard Corey? It's by Edwin Arlington Robinson. That's interesting. I know his name was my name. And it was in our high school anthology, of English literature. It's a very, very popular poem. Simon and Garfunkel have a real nice song about it. Whenever Richard Corey went downtown, we people on the pavement looked at him. He was a gentleman from soul to crown, clean-favored and imperially slim. And he was always quietly arrayed, and he was always human when he talked. But still he fluttered pulses when he said, good morning, and he glittered when he walked. And he was rich, yes, richer than a king, and admirably schooled in every grace. In fine, we thought that he was everything to make us wish that we were in his place. So on we worked and waited for the light, and went without the meat and cursed the bread. And Richard Corey, one calm summer night, went home and put a bullet through his head. And went home one night and put a bullet through his head. Yeah. So he has all these sources of satisfaction. Simon and Garfunkel's song is pretty good. I heard about the parties on his yachts and all these things. I wish that I had all the things that he had. And wasn't I amazed when I read in the morning paper that Richard Corey went home last night and put a bullet through his head. So, it's a nice poem. I'm sorry. I like it. It's a nice poem. But if you know people of English literature and stuff, they know this poem, and yeah, it's a fact. And all of his stuff is so nicely described. But what do we tell him? The guy went home and blew his brains out. He wasn't satisfied. He had everything, right? Did Kardama and Devahudi have everything? Were they satisfied? No, and then at that point it was proper because then they had the opportunity to both of them to take sannyas, become renounced, and become satisfied. So at the end of the story, Kardama was satisfied, Devahudi was satisfied, and Kapila was satisfied. Yeah. He was able to preach and do all these things, like that, yeah. Also, Prabhu yesterday presented Narada Muni Bhajai Vina. It's one of two songs that Prabhupada includes completely in his purports. It's in the story of Narada and Daksha. And so I was thinking we should have been singing that. Every single class we should have been singing that song, and we could have learned it. And Prabhupada, of course, Prabhupada's singing it also. I've heard Prabhupada said it was his favorite song. Prabhupada uses this superlative many times. Govardhan is the greatest devotee, this and that. He uses it for many things. He uses it like a category rather than a unique thing. So any final questions or comments? Yes, sir. You can just talk loudly and clearly. Separate your words.
Regarding intelligence and intuition and the Paramatma, how can a neophyte or any devotee really know that the intuition, intelligence, and Paramatma are being uncovered or being purified?
No, how can we know if in the neophyte stage if we're having intuition from the Paramatma or because there are many voices from within, right? There are many voices from within. One is from your diaphragm, one is from your stomach, one is from your Muladhara chakra, which is involved with urinating, defecating, and copulating. That's the Muladhara chakra. Those three things go on there. Now, if you think about it, there's a taboo word for every single one of those functions. Like urinating, copulating, and defecating. I can't say what they are, but there's taboo words, if you don't say it, Yeah. So, what is this the Paramatma talking, or is it my Muladhara chakra talking, or is it my stomach talking, or is my mind seeking satisfaction? Many answers. One time Prabhupada says that the spiritual master teaches the disciple. We learn that it's not intuition from the supersoul because we suffer. We follow this thing and we end up in a mess, and it's not the supersoul with eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Okay, that's one way we learn, by being beaten. Okay. Then, when we have the fortune of coming in contact with an acharya, someone like Prabhupada or Jesus Christ or Ramanuja Acharya or Muhammad, then we got somebody who can give us knowledge which we feel is coming from the Paramatma. He's getting it, he's giving it to us. So Prabhupada says, the spiritual master trains the disciple to distinguish the impulses of the Paramatma from other impulses, the same way a mother trains her child to know when he has to urinate. Right? There are many sensations in the body, but as you go on, you start to distinguish, okay, that's the one means I have to pass water, right? And so I should tell somebody, mother, I have to pass water now, okay, otherwise you pass urine in your pants. One mother had psychology. One mother had trained her little child to potty trained. Actually, does the Goswami Academy accept children who are not potty trained? They didn't. Before they didn't. in the preschool thing, that was one of the stipulations. We do not accept children who are not, they have to be able to tell us when they have to use the bathroom and stuff and so on. So yes, a certain level of, it's quite an accomplishment actually, So anyway, she trained her child, and she get him all dressed up in a little suit, a little vest, a little thing, and taking him to church. And he urinated in his pants, and she thought he did it on purpose because she was angry about being forced to sit through church, and she wanted to show him off, and beating him. And then the doctor was saying no, because you put him in this outfit which he totally lost bodily identification. He couldn't tell what was going on, what the new sensations were, and like that, and so on. So that's what happens. The spiritual master trains us. Association with devotees, the process, chanting, everything else, personal advice, and we begin to distinguish. That's Paramatma. And right away, as soon as you chant Hare Krishna, you're a little bit purified, you can just right away take, hey, that's not the Paramatma. That's like Hare Krishna mantra. Just hey, that's my mind. Okay. So, do I have some comment here?
How can you tell that before you get the
Before you get beaten? Yeah. Which is the Paramatma? No, it's just, again the same thing. It's sometimes you're just running around, your mind is angry and just like, you're thinking about this and that and everything else, and just your mind is just looking for things. Your mind is looking for things to become angry. Your mind wants to enjoy anger and stuff like that, And you just go, Hare Bo, Hare Krishna. And, you can tell this is not the Paramatma, this is just my mind is upset today. Have you gone into the Pujari room some mornings, and you're supposed to obey the deities, everything else? I do it myself. I would go in, and somehow or other it was a day after a big feast or something, and everybody was upset with everybody else and irritated. You took my oxman cup. No, I didn't take your oxman cup. It's over there. And everybody was upset. But the paraphernalia was there. The process was there, and you could just take shelter of it and stick with your process and move right through it all. And you could tell that's just my mind and stuff. So it's the puja. The puja will allow you to distinguish. The kirtan will allow you to distinguish. This is not me, this is that, And it's even some of the things you can tell. This is tamagun. This is rajagun. Yeah. Yeah?
The other question I had is when people say you have to follow your gut, is that the...
Oh yeah, my gut instincts. Gut?
When you say
Yeah.
you follow like my gut told me.
Yeah. I'm never gonna... I mean, see, the inspiration, the word inspiration means spirit, which means breath, which means prana. So the inspiration is coming from one of 7 major chakras, right? Like that, So sometimes people are inspired by their Muladhara chakra. And maybe again, some people, 70% of their consciousness is by their karma, everything else is in their Muladhara chakra. And you meet human being, they have some thinking process, this and that, but they're just like, and they live like that and stuff. And that's what, and somebody else, talks about, what we got like that, He's got guts. I got like that. He has blank, okay. He has guts, What else we got? I can't swallow that. Yeah, so then we're getting the inspiration from those different sources and stuff, But usually, and Krishna incarnates in different places like that. We're saying sex life in the mode of sex life, which is for this proper process. Then it's like Krishna. That inspiration to have nice children in Krishna consciousness, take you back to Godhead, right? Yeah. So we're identifying